Hello everyone, the phone you see in my hand is the new Google Pixel 10 Pro, and I have been using this phone for a couple of weeks, and now this will be my honest review on the Google Pixel 10 Pro. My name is Pinon and I'm from BT Tech. Let's begin. Before we proceed, let's go with the specs first. It has a 6.3-inch Super AMOLED LTPO display with 120Hz refresh rate and the resolution is 2K. The peak brightness is around 2200 nits. However, if we view HDR contents, it will go up to 3300 nits. The phone comes with a 4870 milliampere battery, which is decent for this size of a phone. It also comes with Android 16. However, Google promised to have at least 7 major Android updates, so that will be covering at least Android 23 with additional security patches. So the storage that I have over here, the storage is 128 with 16 gigs of RAM. Yes, I repeat, 16 gigabytes of RAM. The reason Google put that insane amount of RAM, it's because the phone has a lot of AI capabilities. They are promising it to have more RAM hungry AI features that will be updated in the future. And the processor inside is a Tensor G5. That's Google's in-house processor. They didn't go with Snapdragon 8 Elite. Tensor G5, which is significantly less powerful if we consider it with or compare it with today's phones, let's say Snapdragon 8 Elite. And even I have a Samsung Galaxy S23 from 2022 or 3 or something, and it has an 8 Gen 2 processor. And I have ran some benchmarks, even some gaming tests over here. And on both of them, you'll find it quite funny that a 3-year-old phone can run PUBG or even other high demanding games like Genshin Impact or Genshin Impact, depends on how you pronounce it. Even Call of Duty plays way better on this phone. Spoiler alert. I have tested PUBG mainly. I have found that the S23, it supports PUBG at 120 FPS, but this one at max it supports 90 FPS. For regular tasks, let's say you are doing emails or scrolling through Facebook, Instagram Reels, or watching videos on TikTok or doing some little stuffs like, let's say, browsing and stuff like that, the phone, it shines. It can have like 10 background apps running at the same time. You can run WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, other light apps. It can hold of it because of the 16 gigs of RAM. If we compare it to an 8 gig one, now it can't. If you open the camera and let's say opened a game, the camera may get closed in the background, but this one, it holds crazy amount of apps in the background. For day-to-day use, you can use it like very good. The performance will not stutter, but the battery life, if you're not gaming, if you're just using it to take pictures and make some videos and scroll through social media and stuff like that, this is a very good phone. But for heavy usage, I'll say not that great. Even though the processor is 3 nanometer process based, but the performance test that I did, I mainly used Geekbench. The Galaxy S23 scored 1947 in single core performance, and in multi-core it's 5210. If we compare it with the Google Pixel one, the benchmark for the Pixel, the single core score is 2120, so that is like 300ish more than the Galaxy S23. Keep in mind, this phone is from 2022 or 2023, running Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. But the multi-core, man, it only scored 4614. That is like 600 less score than the 3 years old phone. And for the GPU, you will be surprised. So for a 3 years old phone, the Samsung Galaxy S23 scored 8697. That's like 8700 almost. But for some reason, Pixel 10 Pro, it only scored 3173. So you see the difference over here, almost 5000 difference in the GPU score. That alone answers the question why the PUBG runs smoother on a 3 years old phone. Google tried to compete with Apple because they use in-house chipsets like A17 Pro, A19, A18 and put their in-house chips, but they are very new. Apple has been implementing their own in-house CPUs since they launched iPhone. Google just recently started implementing their own CPUs and it has been like 3 or 4 years. Now let's check the camera segment. This is the place where this phone shines, and I'll say it even outperforms the 16 Pro Max. And I haven't tested the 17 Pro Max, but if I am comparing it to a 16 Pro Max, this phone holds up pretty well. It has a 50 megapixel wide camera, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and another 48 for the zoom lens. It goes up to 5x, and the front facing camera is 42 megapixel with f2.2, and the video, it can shoot up to 4K 60 fps. But it also has the feature to 8K 30 fps, but it has to have some kind of cloud upscaling. The 8K shines when you are in this environment and you have a lot of stuff on your left side and right side, but you want to remove those during the post-production or editing. When you record in 8K, you can zoom in quite well and then crop it down so that you can have only the field of view that you actually need during the post-production. The testing that I did it to a couple of phones, including 16 Pro Max, 16e, and the Pixel 10 Pro. The pictures turned out quite well. During the low light performance, it takes great pictures, but it makes everything so bright that you will feel like you are taking a photo in a broad daylight. The overall selfie quality, the portrait mode, and the other computational stuff, it does really well. So for the camera section, I'll give it an A+. We mentioned the battery size and we mentioned how you may get some kind of battery life over from here. If you are a heavy user, it will last you for 4 to 5 hours, which is more than enough. But if you are a light user, you can get to the end of the day with this battery size. And the display, it is bright, but since the 17 Pro Max came out, I tested it in the store. I have uploaded a short video of the color comparison. Make sure to check it out. So I checked it, and the display is not that bright compared to the 17 Pro Max. I know it just came out and it is here for like a couple of months, so it is not a quite apple to apple comparison, I'll say. As this is an honest review, this is not a excuse me, long-term review. It's just my honest opinions. I'll say if you are into photography or you do light videos, yes, you can go with it. It has great cameras, a very good battery life, and the front facing camera is okay. I will not say it's the best, but it's okay with the processing and stuff like that. And the AI feature that it offers, I'll have a separate video for that. But overall, the AI features are useful. Let's say you want to take a picture where you want to remove a person or a person who is photobombing from behind, or you want to take a picture alone in the field and someone is crossing by, or if you want to remove a cow and stuff like that, you can easily do so, and it does it pretty great. But it removes the authenticity of a picture, all right? But still, with this phone, you can do it pretty well. And the videos, it's okay. I'll say still it's a 7 out of 10, but I have compared it to some great phones, so I'll still say it's a 7 out of 10 in video department. And for gamers, no, this is not a phone for the gamers. Yeah, if you want a game, go to a different brand. I'll say with this price you can get a S23 Plus or even a 17 Pro. If you want to go Android with this amount of money, I paid $9.99 for this, and if you have that amount of money, go for a S23 Plus. Or if you want to go to a iPhone side, definitely check the 17 or the 17 Pro with 16 gigs of RAM. I'm pretty sure they will implement more AIs to this phone. Like, that's why they planned it to add 16 gigs of RAM, where the industry standard is like around 12 gigs. Even the OnePlus, Samsungs and other phones are using 12 gigs. At this point, Google does have a lot of features. It's way better than Apple Intelligence. That's a different kind of thing to be discussed about. But for Google, it's doing great, and I hope it will do great in the future. If you really want the pixel experience, stock ROMs and stock features, no sideload or side-loaded apps in the phone, and you want great camera system, reliable camera systems, yes, you can go with it. So let me know how my review went through. This is my first video. A like and a subscribe will be highly appreciated. If you can share this video, I'll really appreciate it. If you have any questions, make sure to write a comment. Thank you so much. Peace out.